Welcome back to That's RC, buddy. My name is Ryan. Today's episode of RC Weekly, we're going to talk about the Traxxas Raptor R. We're going to go over the Arrma Big Rock success and give some speculation on whether it's going to be discontinued or not. Plus, we're going to cover the hottest sales in RC for this week, so stick around. I'll see you on the other side of the intro. Whew. All right, that was one heck of an intro. So let's go and start off RC Weekly with Traxxas. So first update I want to talk about is the Traxxas Raptor R, and it looks like this model is discontinued. A couple weeks back, this model was removed from the model showroom. It might actually have been longer, might have actually been more than like a month ago. But wanted to update you guys. Looks like the Raptor R is discontinued, which is a bummer. It always sucks to see models disappear. You can find some parts for these on eBay and online, and it looks like on the Traxxas website they still have some of the parts for sale. So it's not totally out of the question that you couldn't just go and rebuild yourself or build your own version of the Traxxas Raptor R. But for the RTR purposes, the model looks like it's been discontinued. And the next update for Traxxas is it looks like the TRX4 Sport High Trail Edition that I've been talking about for like almost all 10 weeks of RC Weekly has actually decreased in price. So if I'm going to talk about price hikes on a lot of previous episodes you might have seen, I'm going to talk about price decreases. And it looks like the base price of the Traxxas TRX4 Sport High Trail has actually decreased to $299.99 from the original price of $349.99 or $95. Which is good news. So it looks like this is a direct competitor with the Axial base camp models and just overall Traxxas's way of being more competitive in that lower end scale crawler bracket, which is good to see. All right, a last update from Traxxas is it looks like they are updating their website on May 31st. So if you go to their website right now, you'll see the old version, and after May 31st, you will have a brand new version of the Traxxas.com website. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Let's go ahead and get to the next update. All right, this next update is not so much an update more than it is actually like speculation. So entertain me for a minute here while I speculate, and you guys tell me in the comments whether you agree with my speculation or not, or maybe you have a different take that might give me some more information and change my speculation. Let's get into it. So the Arrma Big Rock success was recently on sale for Memorial Day on Horizon Hobbies and A-Name, and this truck saw a massive discount. It was all the way down to $449.99, which is like a crazy amount. I have to go back and look at my dashboard, and of course I'll put it up on the screen, but that had to have been like a nearly 40% discount on that truck. And the reason why I'm going to speculate that this truck might go away is because this isn't the first time it's been discounted. It was literally discounted like 2 weeks ago on an episode of RC Weekly that I talked about, where it was down to $550 or $549.99, which was also a massive discount, like $170 off at the time. And what I'm starting to notice ever since I started RC Price Tracker Dashboard, when you see models, especially from Horizon Hobby, where they see that sharp discount of like 30+%, not long after that, it looks like they end up getting discontinued. So here's my evidence and the reason why I'm speculating. So Arrma Big Rock success has dropped in price like massively twice, last being Memorial Day. The Losi JRX2 saw a massive price decrease and then eventually, bam, discontinued. And then we saw the Arrma Fury Mega, which I talked about last week. That saw a massive decrease at the 2 weeks prior, and then boom, discontinued. And then now there's another vehicle that kind of fits the same thing as the Big Rock success, but was also on sale on Memorial Day, which was the SCX10 Pro Kit, which saw like a 40+% decrease. And while that one hasn't decreased prior, it kind of is in the same boat for me as the Big Rock success. Like, is it going to go away? Is it being discontinued? I'm not really sure. But anytime I see those big price dips like that, the first thing in my mind is like, is this vehicle going away? So let me know, what do you guys think in the comments? Do we think the Arrma Big Rock success is going away? I certainly hope not, or maybe it's just going to get, it's probably not going away for good, but maybe is there a new iteration coming, new colors, like an update, like a version 2, who knows? But like I said, anytime we see big price decreases like that, it always sets off the red flag alarms like, oh no, is it going away? So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and let's go ahead and get to the next update. All right, next update, let's stay on the topic of discontinued products, and there's a whole list of them that I'm going to flash up on the screen. Too many for me to name off, but like I mentioned, the JRX2 has been discontinued on Horizon Hobbies. Also the Arrma Fury Mega, which I mentioned last week, discontinued. It looks like the Axial SCX10 III base camp is also discontinued. Whole host of discontinued models, some fifth scales in there. But like I said, a bummer. Hopefully the Arrma Big Rock success isn't going away. We'll see. All right, next update. And next on my list, we're going to talk about Losi Nascars. So we talked about the Losi Nascar being re-released with new liveries for 2025 a few weeks ago. And I was taking a look at their website, and it looks like there's 5 more cars that we haven't seen liveries yet for 2025. So I'm curious to see. I'll be honest, I don't follow NASCAR, so I don't have no idea what these cars are going to look like. Anybody that does follow NASCAR, you guys might already have a pretty good idea of what these liveries are going to be. But still, a little bit of mystery. We can see that the other 5 models are not covered. So what are they? Hopefully, you know, well, I don't know. We'll see what they look like. But when they do finally release them, stick around for RC Weekly, because sure enough, we'll talk about it. On to the next update. All right, a little bit of rapid fire updates from Jconcepts. They are on a roll. They got 3 more parts that I need to talk about. So first up is the Losi LMT Mini body set. So they have these body post sets where you can put on, you know, Jconcept bodies. And what's cool to know, and the reason why I'm talking about it in RC Weekly, is that if you get a body for your Losi LMT Mini, it will actually come with the body post set included with the body, which is nice to know. So you don't have to actually go and like buy it separately. You can get your new body, and it comes with a body set you need to mount it to your Losi Mini LMT. And the next update from Jconcepts, we have new buggy tires, the Smoothie 3s for your buggies. Looks, if you're in the race scene, definitely might want to look at those. And then of course, to go with new tires, we got some new wheels, and they are the Pioneer Buggy wheels. So that's all I got from Jconcepts. Let's go ahead and get to the sales. All right, let's save some cash. So first up today, we're going to talk about or give a recap of the Memorial Day sale that happened over the weekend. And unfortunately, this sale is discontinued, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. But like I talked about early in this episode, the Big Rock success was really like the highlight of that entire sale. Almost $300 off. It was like $270 off, I think it was. A huge discount. Actually went out of stock before Monday. I think it was out of stock by Saturday or early Sunday morning. Also with that, the Axial SCX10 III Pro Kit was on sale for a deep discount at $220. And then there were a couple other models in there. There was a Capra that was on sale and some other vehicles. But also, you know, overall, really massive sale. I apologize that it's not still going right now, but hopefully you guys caught it and you got something out of it. All right, next sale to talk about is from Red Cat. They have their spring savings sale for 2025, and looks like this sale is going till mid-June, June 16th. So you got some time to check out these sales, and there's some interesting vehicles on here, so let's check them out. So we have the Red Cat Custom Hauler 1953 Chevrolet, which is pretty cool if you're into the custom or the scale haulers. There's the Scout 800A Gen 9, so that's pretty interesting, coming in at $289.99. And that custom hauler, because I missed the price, it's actually coming in at $399.99. These discounts aren't going to show up on the RC Price Tracker dashboard because I don't pull data from this site. But I can tell you, looking at the dashboard for these models, these are definitely some pretty good discounts, and probably at the lowest price in the last 90 days for these specific models. Like I said, you got to go to the Red Cat website to get these deals though. Next up on the list, we have the Red Cat Valkyrie TR. This is the Truggy edition of the Valkyrie 10 scale, coming in at $259.99. And then there's the Monster Truck edition of the Valkyrie coming in at $259.99 also. And then if you're into the drift scene, we have the Red Cat RDS 1/10, the spec drift car. So this is the RTR version at $199.99. So that's not too bad. We also have a custom trailer from Red Cat, which is $129.99. And then there's the MT18 Monster Truck, kind of like a scale edition monster truck, at $129.99. And then the last one here I thought was really interesting. This is like over 50% discount. The RDS Builders Kit. So this is the Red Cat RDS Builders Kit drift. It's basically a drift car at $99, basically $100. Regular price of $219.99. So gotta wonder, are they discontinuing those models? I don't know. It's a heck of a deal. Like I said, I'm not too much into the drift scene, although I do want to get a drift car. I don't know, man. I just bought this Fury behind me, but I'm looking at this builder's kit and like making me wonder, like, gosh, I don't have any more money to spend. Anyways, that's all I got for the Red Cat sales. Let's get to the next one. All right, next sale from Traxxas. So they've got the Super Spring sale still going on till the end of spring, whenever that is. And that is where if you buy a BL2S model, you can get a free battery charger with it. I know I've talked about it, sorry guys, for like the last like 10 weeks, but it's still going. So it's still sale in case anybody missed it. But also there was one sale that I did miss from Traxxas. So it looks like if you buy the TRX4M, the monster truck version of the smaller TRX4, you can actually buy a second one and get $100 off, which is like half off, because these things are normally $199.99. So I had totally missed that sale, but it looks like if you buy two Traxxas TRX4M monster trucks, you can get two for $300, like $150 a piece, or one at full price of $200 and the second one half off. However you want to slice and dice it, $100 discount on two monster trucks. So that's it for Traxxas. Let's get to the next one. All right, and a couple other sales I want to highlight. We have some H10 optics from Vanquish that have been on sale for 14% off. These have been on sale for a little while now, but I'll tell you, I've seen one of these H10 optics in the wild, and they are one heck of a crawler, extremely capable. So if you're looking to get one of those, got one on sale, coming in at $429.99, 14% off, regular price $499.99. And next up, we'll talk about Losi. I've been talking about this the last couple weeks, but the 6-scale laser nut is still on sale for $50 off at $749.99. And the Losi JRX2, you can, if it's still in stock, you can find that on sale for 40+% off, $99.99. And actually, I've seen that one for like $80 in certain places. So if it's still available, you can get a deep discount on the JRX2. And then outside of that, I'll flash these up on the screen. Team Associated, they always have some deep discounts on vehicles like the DR10, the RB10 RTR buggies out there. Urge you guys to go check them out if you're interested in picking up any of these Associated vehicles. On my dashboard, they're on the list for Kyosho and Team Associated. They always have a bunch of models on discount. Makes you kind of wonder, are these, these discounted prices just the base prices, or what's the deal? Might be just a different marketing strategy, I guess, where like their vehicles are just always on sale, but on the dashboard, you can check them out and you can see the percentage discount differences. So I'll flash those up on the screen so you guys can see them. But that's it for current sales. Let's go ahead and get the scratch and dent. All right, on to my favorite section, the scratch and dent. So let's go ahead and get to it. And first up on the list, this has been on the list a comical 6 weeks in a row. This is like the reigning champ of scratch and dent for Fast RC price tracker dashboard. So that is none other than the Red Cat Volcano EPX. At this point, somebody please comment or take your guess. How long do you think this vehicle is going to be on the scratch and dent list? Because it's been 6 weeks. I'm going to show you guys the dashboard. We can see all the price drops on this model for 6 weeks in a row. So it's coming in at $142.99, and that is a 20% discount. So it's getting pretty steep now. Next up on the list, we have the Axial UTB18 Capra V2. This has also been on the list for quite a while. And I'll show, of course, I'm going to show that dashboard. But it looks like this one is flatlined at $236.99 with 15% off. I imagine this one will probably sell pretty soon. Next up, we have the Kyosho EP Phaser MK2. This is a 1970 Dodge Charger. This was on the list last week, and this one saw a pretty decent price decrease, now 10% off at $295.99. And we have the Traxxas Rustler BL2S. This has been on the list for a few weeks now too, at $245.99, which is a just under 9% discount. And the newest addition to the list for this week is the Losi Mini B, on sale for $219.99, 0%. We'll watch that one. Like I said, every few days these things drop in price a percentage point or two, and we'll see where it's at next week if it's still there. So that's all I got for the scratch and dent. Hope you guys got something out of this episode. We did a little bit of speculation talking about the Big Rock success. Like I talked about earlier in the video, comment, let me know what you guys think. Is the Big Rock success, is it going away, or is it just an anomaly that we saw a massive discount on it? Not really sure. Or what about the Axial SCX10 Pro Kit? Is that going away? Hopefully not. But once again, massive discounts. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you on the next episode of RC Weekly. Take care, guys.